Hey, good morning, guys. You're live with Bubba Da Vinci. It's been a while since we've been on camera this way. Um, Happy Wednesday, I think. I think it is Wednesday. Um, I don't expect there to be a significant amount of traffic this morning, primarily because I didn't do a good job of communicating when I was going to be back. And I would say that is primarily because I didn't know when I was going to be back. It's been a crazy 10 days. Um, hey guys, good morning, Black Wolf. Hey, how's everything over there? It's been crazy to be on the road. Florida to Hawaii, back to Hawaii, back to Iowa for a day, and then straight out to Tennessee for the Jeep event. The rest of the team went out to Colorado, and I believe they had a pretty good event also. It's hard, when you're putting in that many hours, it's really hard to tell, you know, how things are going. All you're trying to do, good. Glad everything's going well. Um, it's it's super duper hard to kind of to judge when you're in these events, um, exactly what's going on. I don't have another way to say it. It's, every day you get up in the morning, you take a deep breath, and you get ready for the day, and then the day just happens. These events are about 12 to 16 hours long, with setup in the morning and tear down in the evening. And then when it's over, you head in and say, okay, I'm going to grab something to eat and I'm going to go out and do something. And then literally you just crash. That's kind of how the last 12 to 15 days have kind of felt. So lots to catch you up on. So I'm going to take a second, grab my coffee. So we are still doing Rise. We had the 5 or 6 days that I didn't get to drink it because it blew up in my bag in Hawaii, or going over to Hawaii. And then we and then as soon as I got back, I started drinking it again. I'm so happy because it's like you start getting used to something. It was very difficult for me to bounce back to coffee and back to Rise. But everything's been going okay. Totally used to the taste. I can't tell if it's having any effect on me. I mean, as far as cognitive skills, I don't think my cognitive skills have improved any. As far as my diabetes and the neuropathy, I don't feel like I've got any less neuropathy than I did prior to that. The things that I do feel like are working. Obviously, the diet. I weighed in this morning. I'm down to 190. So if you remember, we started at 206. So I'm down to 190 now. The goal is 167. Now, I was impressed. I was able to drop a couple of pounds and maintain, even though I was on the road. I did refrain from fast food. In Hawaii, we were able to find an organic restaurant. In Tennessee, I was able to find not an organic restaurant, but a couple of organic stores. I should say there's lots of organics in Tennessee. There are more dispensaries in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, than I've seen any place except for Oregon. And the funny thing about that's a whole different side story. But yeah, their pot is still illegal in the state of Tennessee. Anything, and so so your first instinct is when you see these places, you think it's CBD, and that's just kind of there's lots of those stores in states that still haven't legalized marijuana, but that wasn't the case. Apparently, I'm going to push this down a little bit today. Oh, that blurred me up a little bit, but hopefully, there we go. Come back and focus. It's funny. In Tennessee, it's all about the verbiage. Thank you. It's all about the verbiage, meaning that I walked into a store because it was very confusing. I was eating at a restaurant across the street, and there was this giant store, and I kept looking out the window of the restaurant, and I was eating with the president of a company that we were actually Clutch. Anyway, I was with someone from Clutch and the owner, CEO, president, whatever he called himself, of a company called Rockworks. And we're sitting there, and we're ordered, and he kept saying, "What are you looking at? What do you keep looking at?" And I laughed and I said, "Well, across the street, it says dispensary, but I'm 90% sure that pot is illegal in the state of Tennessee." And I go, "But in that second window, aren't those plants?" I mean, they had a full-on grow house there in the window. And he's like, "Yeah, those look like plants." And so I got my phone out and I Googled it, and it said, "Yep, sure enough, marijuana is not legal in the state of Tennessee." So we finished our meal, and I looked at him and I said, "I'm going to go over there. I've got to figure this out. It's driving me crazy how I've seen at least 50 dispensaries on this main road. It's a long road, but on this main road, all promoting THC products, not CBD, THC products. And this guy's got a full-on grow house in his window, but according to everything I'm reading, marijuana is still illegal in the state of Tennessee." So he agrees to go with me. We walk over there. The owner's there. I start asking him questions, and he basically tells me it's all about the verbiage. So first of all, when you walk in this place, it's like a diner, giant long counter, and on the counter are all these buds under glass of all these different I'm sorry, my drug terminology is not the best, hybrids of all the different plants. And so it's like this plant, this plant, this plant. Underneath it's a plaque saying what it's good for, and full on in display. I mean, just full buds underneath 20, 30 glasses. And then the rest of the stuff is edibles and pipes and everything else. And so I'm like, okay, is marijuana legal in the state of Tennessee? And he said, "Nope, it is completely illegal." And then I said, "So how are you growing it in this next building with an open window? And how do you have this sitting on your counter?" And he goes, "Oh, we don't sell marijuana. We don't sell pot." And I said, "You don't?" And he said, "No, we sell flowers. These are the flowers of the such and such hemp plant." And I was like, "Okay, it's a marijuana plant." And he goes, "Legally, it's a, thank you very much. Thank you for saying you're glad I'm back. I'm actually glad I'm back too. On the road was kind of cool, but I want to get back into practicing this." So I was like, "And that's legal?" And he said, "We sell fresh off the plant flowers of the indica or whatever subspecies or hybrid it is in there for steeping in tea." And I'm like, "Okay." And I go, "You get away with that?" And he goes, "As long as we don't label it marijuana or pot, as long as we don't break up the flower, we sell the whole flower bud." He goes, "It's perfectly legal." And I go, "What about all these edibles here? They're all THC based, right?" And he said, "Yep, same thing you could get in Seattle or in Washington or Oregon or California." And I said, "How are you getting away with that?" He said, "On our instructions or on the ingredients, they're listed as a flower extract." So, forgive me, I don't think I'm using the right things. Is it indica? Anyway, I can't remember any of the species or subspecies, but he was telling us multiple, like, this one is good for relaxing, and this one's good for partying, and this one's good for if we want the giggles and all this other stuff. And he goes, so what you do is you say, I think sativa is one, sativa, and we can say hemp sativa oil extract. And as long as that's what's on the label, it's perfectly legal, and they can't shut us down. They can't arrest us. So this entire state has legalized their way into legalization. And as a business person, I find that fascinating, right? The idea that I like that there's law. I like that there's rules. I think it makes it very easy for people to follow things. And, and if you don't like something, go fight and try to get it done. So many states that have been trying to get pot legalized for a year. In Iowa, it is not legal. It is not legal to have any form of it unless you have a medical card. And it's not like Florida where you walk into any place and you can get a medical card. You actually it has to go through a main hospital, and then you have to go get it certified by the state. And it's a long process. And then if you get it, you're allowed to, if you were to go to Missouri, which I believe Missouri is legal, or Colorado, or wherever you have to go to get it, if you got caught with it in your vehicle, you could show your card and you would be fine. But you're not allowed to sell it or do anything within the state of Iowa. We don't have dispensaries. We don't have anything. CBD is here, but that's not THC based. That's not the real deal. So anyway, that was interesting. I think that was probably one of the most interesting parts of my trip. That's sad. And I probably spent more time in that. Now, back in my day, we would have called them a head shop, but he was very insulted when I called it a head shop. He called it an organic pharmaceutical dispensary. And it was like, when I kept saying, yeah, but you sell pipes and vapes and everything for it. And I said, so you're basically a head shop. And he was very, very, very adamant that we called it the, organic, whatever, dispensary. But anyway, so that was I deviated huge there from eating organically. But I was able to, there was several places that you could go that you could buy organic food. So a lot of cooking inside the house. There was the one restaurant that we went to that I went to twice. It was local fish and organic beef and things like that at the restaurant. So that was pretty nice to go to. Although when you have that many people driving around with Jeeps, every restaurant was packed every day. So it was really much easier for me to go to the store and do everything. And then I was still doing my shakes and my coffee and my broth. So I was eating 2 solid meals a day. So everything kind of came out okay. So anyway, I feel pretty good overall. We're coming up on a month, I believe, with everything. And so we'll be doing some additional testing and everything soon. The event went very well. I got my new favorite coffee cup. So Clutch is the company that I was talking about, that I was meeting with them. And this is a brand new company that we met at the event. And they just launched the company, and they did fantastic at this event. We're going to hopefully work with them. But if you're a gearhead, you'll appreciate it. I mean, if you're a gearhead, you'll love this. And if you're not a gearhead, hopefully you'll appreciate it. So Clutch, is a device that's inside your car. Cars have clutches. So from that standpoint, it's very mechanically oriented. And we were at a Jeep event, and this was, again, the first event they went to. And I'm going to tell you a little about the background story before I show you this device. So these 2 gentlemen from North Carolina, I believe. I was going to say Tennessee. Their packaging is okay. There's nothing in here. But anyway, wherever they're from, I believe it's North Carolina. They were out shooting. So in the United States, for you Aussies and for wherever you guys are, shooting is kind of a natural pastime. The further south you get, or southeast, the more it's all about you go into the forest, you throw some cans up or milk jugs filled with water, pow, 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 you go practice, right? So that's what these guys were doing. But the guy is a gearhead, and they didn't have anything to shoot up. So what they did have is they had some oil filters, old oil filters that had been taken off and drained. And so they had set them up on a log and they were shooting the oil filters. Well, after 3 or 4 shots, one of the guys hit one and it flipped up in the air and landed back towards them. And it was just sitting there on the ground next to the guy's coffee cup. And he looked at it and he looked at the coffee cup and he goes, wow, they're about the same size. He goes, yeah, wouldn't it be cool as a gearhead if you could make coffee cups out of oil filters? Because they have a unique design. Everybody would know what they are. Super cool. Be like the ultimate thing. So they went home, didn't think much of it. A day or two later, he was changing oil and he was holding the filter in his hand or something. And he was like, I think it would be cool to see if you could get something like that made. Long story short, they created a coffee mug that looks just like an oil filter. Same size. It's got the grooves on it, just like you would, like you take your oil filter and you screw it in. Additionally, if you've ever put an oil filter in, they have an oil filter wrench, and it's a band with a handle, and you put the band around it and tighten it, and then you use that because this would get slick with oil on your hands, and you have to get it screwed up pretty tight. So basically, they actually recreated the band too. This is what the tool looks like. You would put the band on, then you would lift up your handle, and you would crank your oil container in there and then take this band off. So now the cooler thing is, they went to the same factory that did Yeti. And Yeti, companies usually get turned down because Yeti has a patent on their material and their technology. And he went there and said, look, ours is completely different. What we want you to do is do blown metal and insulate it like everything else, but look at our shape and everything else. It's completely different than anybody else has. So this is actually made in the same factory with the same sort of vacuum system that has there. So it actually holds the heat very well, or cold. But that's not even the coolest part. If you've ever changed your oil or have seen an oil filters are very unique in the sense that they've got this pass-through system. So if this was filled with oil, if this was an oil filter and you turned it upside down, they don't leak because oil comes through a groove system like this and filters coming in, and it's only the pressure that lets it back out, so it filters back out of your car, back into your car. And so these guys were like, well, we need to create something unique, and they wanted this look. So their system, if you put liquids in there, you can't, it's leak proof to drink. Sorry. Anyway, to leak, you press this middle and it creates a 360 drinking surface inside the cup. And so you now have the look of an oil filter, 100%. I mean, and it comes in a dozen colors and everything else. I think this is quickly going to become my favorite cup, especially in the Jeep, because now this is more a standard car, but I did buy one. They actually have multiple versions of this in the different sizes based on what kind of car you have, what the oil filter would look like. And so, I'm super pumped. I now have my oil filter cup. So it looks like the material. I mean, I was looking for the reading material. It's here. Which also doesn't say where they're from. Anyway, so I'm going to be drinking my coffee today from my new Clutch oil filter mug. I'm super, like I said, super pumped. Coolest thing I've ever seen. And you could tell gearheads are just like that. And I was shocked. Their booth, it was probably the highest selling product there at the event. They chose the Jeep event because they know Jeep people are super crazy about their Jeeps. And now they're confident. And they're going to go ahead and go to other car shows and everything else. We're hoping that we can work with them with our company. I would love to help a company like this succeed. Cheers. So much better in here. Just kidding. Yeah. So it's like crazy how cool this was. That was one of my big finds at the event. I did get my new Jeep hat there. Smoky Mountain Great Jeep Invasion. That'll go up on my wall with one of my hats. I try to get a hat at every event. We got the Pokemon hat that I wore last time I was on the air. But the idea that people can still come up with new concepts is what's crazy to me, right? I mean, there's so many people in the world and everything is so much faster. Good morning, Ace. It's so much faster to get something to market than 20, 30, 40 years ago. They created this product. All the money's coming out of their own pocket. It's two friends and the sisters involved, and they got the whole family involved, and they got their first order, which they completely sold out of at this event. It was funded by family, and everybody pitched in money. And what a great, heartfelt, heartwarming story to know that in the world today, if you decide that you want to try to go out and create your own business, that you still can. And again, great idea, sold out. I'm going to try to get some creators on talking about them, try to help them get some sales, because the only downside of a market like this is once everybody has one, unless you're creating something new constantly, how many of these coffee mugs am I going to buy? Right? Unless I start buying them for you guys and sending them out as gifts or things. You have to kind of figure out that part of the process to get things done. But my company and the people that work with me, Billy, Alexa, Farm Don, et cetera, you guys, I believe that people like helping people. I mean, I already know that, Mazingo is always offering to help me with this stuff. Black Wolf has definitely helped us at events and things like that. Communities and good people are always good people. And so, when you find another group of people that are trying to achieve something, I 100% believe you got to jump on board and do whatever you can. So anyway, Clutch, US company. I don't think they're doing any international sales right now. You'll see us promoting them very soon. Awesome product. The Jeep. So I'm going to start shooting in the next couple of days some of the upgrades on the Jeep. So we have the air suspension system on there, which it was very popular at the event. So we were there at the event in a booth. People love seeing it go up and down. We had it connected to our black box, which we will be launching the pre-sale in October at our next event. We got the lighting company, Redeemed LED, which put on my headlights and my fog lights, and we'll be doing the rock lights, which are the underglow lights, here in the next week or two. We have did a new deal with Mickey Thompson. Mickey Thompson is one of the more sought after off-road tire companies. Mickey Thompson's very famous for the Baja runs and everything else as a racer. He has his own tire line, Mickey Thompson Tires. And we did a deal with them. So Mickey Thompson's going to be putting 37s on the Jeep. If that doesn't mean anything on you, I have oversized tires now, which are 35 inches, 35-inch tires. We are doing 37s and 40s, which will add a significant amount of clearance to the vehicle. So we'll be doing 2 different sets over the next couple of months, but we'll have 37s before we go to Virginia. We'll, at Billy announced, but we'll be launching Billy's product in Virginia, which is a month away in October, which is the hydration product. We're now working officially with Stout. I mean, I've been using their product for 3 weeks now. Great product. I don't know where we'll be getting that done, but I think I'll be bringing their CEO back on to kind of give him the results I'm feeling from his product. Good product. What else? We have another new product that we're getting ready to launch, which is a night vision camera, which is really cool. We'll be working on that. There's a company called Rockworks, which we've just signed. So there's going to be lots of opportunities this coming Christmas for content creators to go ahead and sell products and make some good money. Hopefully we can get some non-outdoor 4-wheel drive products that we can get over for our Australians, the friends to jump onto and everything else. But we believe our program is definitely getting ready to go into full swing, and that's super exciting. But we got a lot to do between now and the first weekend of October. So like I said, we're going full tilt. I need to shoot video of the Jeep prior to doing these installs so people can see the comparison. Billy and team just got back from Colorado. We have all that to edit and start posting on Billy's either Billy's channel, the outdoor channel, and or the other thing we want to do is we're working with Outdoor by 4 magazine, and so we want to start posting on there starting next week. So lots going on. I am going to try to spend a little bit of time in the next week to finish getting this set up. I learned a lot on the road by streaming from my phone. I need to figure out OBS. I wasn't having to use OBS that much. I think I'm actually not going to be using OBS. I think I'm using Streamlabs, although I'll take everybody's opinion on that. And then, so it looks like ping you. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you can very much OBS me. Thank you. I think that the idea of getting this finished and setting up and having and doing this, I'm actually enjoying it. The hardest part is scheduling. I noticed that 7 o'clock in the morning, which was 8 o'clock in the morning East Coast, is when you're doing events that you have to be there before then. And trying to do it on the drive, there's a lot of cutout. This is a much better environment. Wifey says that her husband uses OBS as well as when he streams. Yeah, it seems to be right down the middle. When I started saying I was going to switch over to standard OBS, everybody's like, oh, you should try Streamlabs. It's much easier from your cellular phone. What am I, in the 70s, 80s? From my mobile phone, if you're going to be switching back and forth quite a bit. And I have to say, Streamlabs did make it easy to connect by my phone. Here right now, I'm using Restream, and I love this Restream Studio. As a novice, everything's here super easy. But I am noticing on Twitch, I'm not able to do 50% of the stuff, the sounds, all kinds of stuff I can't control from here if I'm using Restream. I need to be using Streamlabs or OBS. So, like I said, I'm willing to take everybody's advice. I probably should just learn all of them because the team that works with me, Alexa, I believe, uses OBS. Billy, the Trainer Club, uses something else. Okay, so Streamlabs is based on OPS, and you're saying most people go ahead and do it. Okay, all right. Well, I trust you. And that's kind of, and a lot of that's exactly what happens a lot of time. If you think about software and things like that, is a lot of the time the free version comes out. Oh hell, chat, the AI chat. Yeah, it's officially called Streamlab OBS. That's right. Well, OBS is so I've actually used OBS back when I worked for News Corp. OBS is actually just a technology standard for streaming content from a board. And so, the term OBS is not new. But OBS is a physical product that you can download. For this, obviously, is new. And then Streamlabs OBS. But it's like I said, it's like Chat AI. It's like first you had that. Now there's for the free version was out there, and they were just trying to get people to come in, use it, gather data, everything else. The plugins is what's most important for me. And now all of a sudden, you go on your phone and everybody's trying to get you to buy a paid version of some sort of AI. But it's all based on the free version that you could have gotten. And like Wikipedia, you could have donated money to keep them going and keep going, although they don't need it because it's owned by Apple and Google. And, these guys, if they can get money from you, it's kind of like Pokemon Go. It's like every time they can squeeze 99 cents out of you, they do. And every time you spend 99 cents, you regret it going, why didn't I just keep playing for free? I kind of feel like that's the way software is. OBS, the AI softwares, everything else. It's kind of like there's enough free versions out there that if you didn't want to do it, but the second you start paying, you've never paid a cent for OBS. That's interesting. I do believe they have like a paid version though. Maybe not, but I definitely know Streamlabs has a paid version because ever since I downloaded it, every time I sign off, they're asking me to join for a year with all these other options, which I have not done. So yeah, but again, I think I'm enjoying this. And when I say I think I'm enjoying it, I want to be able to talk about this stuff, getting more into, there's some paid plugins. Okay. I know Billy and I are going to be talking today about all the stuff we have to get accomplished, but we're definitely going to start playing tournaments online for cards. I really enjoyed that whole the whole Pokemon TCG thing. I know that some of you guys play, so I think the goal is also to send invites out and ask, have people join in at random and have fun playing on a global scale. Just this game in a very casual sort of way, but with lots of giveaways. Like if we lose, I think what we're talking about now is Billy and I will make personal investments, and if we lose, we'll give away, we'll ship out packs for people to tear. And if we win, well, then we just win. Well, we'll keep but this will kind of keep it. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I think that in the evening, sometimes I need a way to kind of just decompress. I don't think I'll be streaming multiple times in the evening because I do have animals and work and things I have to take care of. And since a lot of my investors and business partners are in Southeast Asia and things like that, when I do business meetings, it's usually in the evenings because it's the morning their time. But you guys can feel that because you guys are in Australia. So, but I like my 7 a.m. I like this conversation. I like just kind of being able to vent. I like being able to talk about the upcoming stuff. And so this is cool, but I'd like to get it a little bit more professional. I'm not going to spend a tremendous amount more money, but I did get Alexa convinced me to get one of those decks, Stream Deck. Because as you guys see, every time I sign off, I'm trying to hit 2 or 3 different buttons. And she's like, we should just lock them down so you can do it. I'm all about convenience when it comes to things like that, because as soon as I get done here, like the second I sign off here, if I do go the full hour to 8 o'clock as opposed to 30 minutes, which I have been doing, I like instantly run out. You have magic for that. Yeah, I instantly have to run out and go start animals and other things. And then like an hour later, since most of the people that work with me on the day-to-day basis are on the West Coast, I got about 2 hours from the time I stream. Wow, 3 Stream Decks? Holy crap. I can't imagine needing 3 Stream Decks. I mean, I guess the deeper you get into this, the more things you would program in. But I'm looking at 1 Stream Deck and scratching my head and going, wow, do I need 6 buttons? Maybe it might be 8 buttons. But whatever it is, I can't contemplate hooking those up. Okay, dude, you are way out of control. You're sitting in front of 6 monitors. Holy crap. That's out there. Yeah, no kidding, wife. Yeah, 3 and a free version. Wow. A few buttons to play with. I mean, again, I'm not looking to ever monetize this or become a content creator. Right now, I'm just doing this to put out some information, have some fun. It definitely frees up my brain. I actually look forward to sitting down and it helps me even organize my day a little bit. I'm not going to give credit to the Rise Coffee. I'm going to give credit to sitting here and just being able to think through and okay. Hey, take care. I think, are you streaming tonight? If you are, I'll pop on and watch. I actually just hit notifications for you. I didn't even pay attention that you could hit a notifications button and it'll tell you that you're on. So I will definitely be watching, and I'll be. Oh, you're streaming on someone else's channel? Okay. All right. Well, I'll keep an eye out. So cheers. Thank you for joining. Appreciate you. Talk to you soon. So yeah, I'm loving this. Yeah. I don't know if I have you on Discord. I will definitely hit you up on Twitter, and then like I don't do Discord. Yeah, I have one, but I don't use it. I really don't know anything about it. All my employees use it, so I got it. But yeah, a lot to learn. That's what happens when you get old. Yeah, you kind of fall out of the times. I can tell you how to work on my Jeep. I can tell you how to work on a tractor. I can tell you about that stuff, but I can't tell you how to set up buttons on a Restream Deck. Or no, that's wrong. Stream Deck, not a Restream Deck. So anyway, I'm digging this. This is fun. I'm liking changing things around to have a good looking background, things like that. My desk is on wheels now, and so like when we do the Pokemon stuff, my desk will rotate, and I have my whole Pokemon wall, and then I have 3 different walls here that all look differently. And when I'm talking differently, it's from wood to brick to red brick to white brick, and then a different sort of oak paneling. So this one office can look like different environments depending on what I'm doing. Yeah, not everybody that plays Pokemon Go or plays video games is going to necessarily want to see my redneck background. Yeah, this is definitely the Bubba Da Vinci background. The Pops background, the gaming background, it's over there. And it's, got the skateboards on the wall. It's got a bunch of different stuff from different games. So anyway, we're still playing. So one more thing I wanted to cover before I get too far and I have to drop off here because it's already 7:41. Time flies so fast on this. Also, I notice. I can see why people stream for multiple hours, as opposed to what I do, which is just try to do just an hour and then get to work. Is right now we're talking about Thursday nights being the night I bring on guests like we did before, and potentially, if we don't have guests, playing the Pokemon card game in the evening. So we're thinking 2 hours, 3 hours max. The first hour is all about work. Here's what we've got going on. Here's our guest, blah, blah, blah. And then Billy and I say, see you later. And then we jump into the card game and have some fun to end up the evening. My thought process was Thursdays is really the only night that in Pokemon Go, there's not something major going on. I mean, I guess Monday as well, but Tuesday night and Wednesday nights, you have both your, you have your raids and what is it? What's on Tuesdays? It's not community day, but the spotlight hour. So you have spotlight hour on Tuesdays. You have raids on Wednesday. Thank you. Thursday, there's nothing. And then I don't want to do Friday, Saturday, Sunday evenings because it seemed, I figured that was our. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, where 90% of the people seem to stream. And you guys all have favorites and people you watch and things like that. Again, these people are trying to make a living at it, and I don't want to take money out of anybody's pocket who, has followers. Not that I could. I mean, come on. Yeah, look at this mug and look at most of the people that are out there and everything else. I mean, they're much more pleasant to look at for sure. But although I do have, I think, one of the better beards on streaming right now. Although I need to shave. I usually clean up before I get on the show, but yeah. I don't want to take away from anybody's monetization. And again, not that I probably could, but why go out there and broadcast on days that people are out there trying to make money? To me, that just doesn't make sense. You want to support those people, not add to the mix that they have to compete against. So right now we're thinking Thursdays. Billy had said we could probably do Sundays or Mondays as well. Coming from the Midwest, Sundays are church days and family days. Not everybody goes to church and not everybody has family. So I understand that I shouldn't look at it that way, but I just came from Tennessee. I came from the Bible Belt. The event ended early on a Sunday because Sundays, that sort of day. And so I get it. And then being from Texas and like I said, now living in the Midwest, Sundays are, the day that everybody just kind of does the things they need to do. So I'm not anti-Sunday, but I'm worried that wouldn't be the best day for broadcasting. Mondays for me, my whole day on Monday is typically booked with follow-ups and everything else. And I would be happy to broadcast on Monday if everybody said that would be a better day for them. But I do know I would be a little bit more tired. So I'm just curious from you guys, and Billy said I think he's gonna post the question. If we were gonna do the Pokemon TCG game on air, is Monday night, Sunday night, Monday night, or Thursday nights better for people if they want to watch? I'm crossing my fingers that everybody says Thursday, but obviously we want this to be fun for people to be able to join. And then time, we were doing 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, which is 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 a.m. In like Southeast Asia. I don't know what time it would be in Australia. I can't remember how many hours difference Australia is from me, but the goal was to make it as easy for more people to watch, as possible, not just the people in the US, but other people that want to watch. And I'm the kind of guy that gets up in the morning and I consume my YouTube. I consume news first at 4 a.m. And then usually by 5 a.m., I'm watching any YouTube videos I want to watch. And then by 6 a.m., I'm feeding the animals. And 7 a.m., I'm sitting here. So I don't mind getting up early to watch a stream or doing something because it works for me. I can't watch a stream at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm working, and typically in the evenings, I've got tons to do. So I don't mind watching them in the early AM. But I know I'm probably the exception, not the rule, because I don't think as many people are morning people. And unless you go to work early or something like that. And that was kind of my hope for this show, which was even if you didn't watch it, you could listen to it while you were driving to work. And I do think my format's going to get better. I've got 5 pages of notes that I took while I was at the Jeep show of how to segment this in 10 to 15 minute segments that everybody can follow and make it a little bit more fun. And I could even plan a little bit better and all that stuff. So yeah, I'm hoping it'll work out. And I think if I get all the emojis or emotes or all the different things and bells and whistles that are available on Twitch, that will help as well. So it's kind of my general idea on how to get things done. So I can't think of anything else I had for today. There was lots going on, like I said, this week. We just left lots. I will convince Billy today, which we're talking in about 3 hours, that we will do our first giveaway. If we play this Thursday or we plan it and do it next Thursday, whatever that first show is, we're gonna give away some of our first sets of swag. I want to get the process down, which again is another reason why I need to get on OBS and Twitch, because all the softwares that I know that are available for running these contests apparently are plugins, and I can't plug in with Restream. So I've got to get those figured out as well, so we can do these giveaways. Because I'm right now, I wish I could turn my camera so you could see it. Right now, my other room right there, all over the floor, has just got so much stuff that I was laughing and just trying to figure out how long that stuff's going to be all over the place, or if I should start buying some totes and breaking it up by category. Like, what do they call them? Is it Elite Trainer ETBs, right? ETBs, Elite Trainer Boxes. I think I said on air the other day, I happened to walk into a store in Tennessee my first day there, and I got 4 of the Fables. God, see, I can't remember half this crap. Whatever the new one is, Shining Fables, Mysterious Fables, whatever. EBT boxes. When I was driving home the last 2 days, I hit 4 different GameStops and a couple other card stores, and none of them had them yet. So I don't know how this guy, I probably should have bought all 18 boxes. Because I think when I told some of these stores that I had them, they said, would you want to sell them? And I was like, well, you're going to be getting them soon. They said, yeah, we just haven't gotten them yet, and we could sell them easy. I was like, wow, I probably could have made a couple extra bucks buying them, because this guy sold them. There was no markup on them. I mean, obviously there's some. He probably pays $35 or something. I don't know. He obviously pays less than the $49 that they get put out for. But usually when I go to a store and I see them, if I go to a Walmart or a Target or some general store that gets them, they're usually $49.99. But if I go into a collector's store, they're usually anywhere from $59 and above. They definitely mark them up over the markup of the that they pay over their cost, their dealer cost. And so, and again, a lot of them probably don't even have dealer relationships. They're probably running to Walmart and buying them at $49.99. And then that's cool. How old's your son? So I'll pop this on the screen because we're not everybody's. Okay, what's going on here? Oh, he turns 13 today. Happy birthday. Okay, so your son, what's your son's name? Why can't I find? Matthew. Okay, so when we let you guys know if we're streaming this Thursday or whatever, I'm gonna let Matthew pick one of the packs from when Billy and I were playing, the sealed ones. I'll put them in a little tray, and he can give me a number between one and however many packs I have there, and we will be happy to send him a birthday pack to be part of his deck. That's what this is all about, right? This is the fun that we're looking at having, and I'm super, super pumped to do something like that. But maybe if he makes a deck, maybe he can play with us online one of the matches. That would be cool. Since your husband streams, I'm sure we can figure out how to get him on camera and set it up to play a match. Since it would probably be funny because considering Billy and I are such novices, we'll probably end up getting beaten by your 13-year-old son. But yeah, we'll get that set up. So I'm actually gonna put that down as a note right now. Actually, I'm gonna type it on the computer because I do not have a pen in front of me. Which side? All right. So Matthew turned 13, and we will just watch on my Twitter feed to see when we're doing it, and then make sure he's on there so we can give him a shout out and a happy birthday, and we'll get it set up with a deck. So that's awesome. All right, guys, that's all I have for today. I'll be back tomorrow. The rest of the week, I will be streaming set at 7 o'clock. Today, again, watch for information about if we're broadcasting tomorrow night. And what we'll be covering. If not, it'll definitely be the next Thursday, and go from there. So thank you for watching. Look forward to talking to you guys again. Hope you have a beautiful morning, afternoon, evening, depending on where you're at. Peace out. We'll talk soon. Bye.